What is up, awesome people, and welcome back to Wi-Fi Wednesday shenanigans! You know what? I'm kinda sick of doing versus Pip Night videos for Wi-Fi Wednesday. I think we've had too much of a streak with them, so I thought I might use this Wi-Fi Wednesday as a bit of an update video in regards to my progress to the thing that people have kind of gotten used to me doing, and that is doubles or battle spot doubles, or even VGC17 as I've kind of been known for even more recently with the International Challenge live streams and all that. So I was like, it's been a while, I do have a team in the mix, I'm probably going to live stream that before Ultra Sun and Moon comes out. I mean, I have already done a singles battle with it, but it works better in doubles, so hopefully I'll get that up very soon. But in the meantime, I have been working on a bit of a trolley doubles team. So, without further ado, let's move the cursor up to tonight's Wi-Fi Wednesday shenanigans! Oh dear. Oh dear. KrimZen, what have you done? KrimZen, why is there a Tapu Fini and a Celesteela on your team? We know damn well that you don't like those two Pokemon, especially Tapu Fini. I've had too many goddamn close bloody experiences with that Tapu Fini to know that I hate that thing so damn much. Anyways, guys, this is the first battle. This is from a championship battle, which is the ranked VGC17 battle. So without further ado, I give you guys this team. And by the way, don't take a surface value. This team is actually quite unique in some ways and is actually not the official team that I'll be using. It's kind of a mix-max of some Pokemon that I've had on the side that I've been wanting to use for quite some time. The reason why there's a Tapu Fini and Celesteela there. So before you get crazy, let's actually jump to shenanigans and see what's happened. So yeah, this is a VGC17 ranked match, so I wasn't expecting too much out of this. I kind of just went into this going, anything can happen here. I just want to see how well this team does, and surprisingly, it actually does better than I thought it would. Okay, so I do believe I led with a Tapu Fini and a Porygon 2 lead. I've kind of been using Porygon 2 quite a fair amount, actually, just in the recent amount of weeks. I've kind of been trying to use a few strategies with it. I will admit there was one team I have used it purely because it was just like the perfect ally for the team I was trying to do. But anyways, the opponent goes for the lower Ninetales lead with the Snow Warning and the Tapu Koko with the Electric Surge there. So, because my Tapu Fini is slower than the Tapu Koko, my Misty Surge activates second, thus putting Misty Terrain on the field. I go for the Protect this turn, so I'm kind of going to get the Trick Room up on the Porygon 2. I bet no one saw that one coming, Trick Room. Anyways, there's no Trick Room today because the Alolan Ninetales is running Raw, and I personally have not seen a Raw Alolan Ninetales as of yet, which is quite funny because I've seen Aura Veil, Encore, Freeze Dry, and Blizzard Ninetales, but I've never seen Raw Ninetales, so that was new for me. Oh, and Moonblast, can't forget Moonblast. Anyways, I drag in my Celesteela, so I was like, well, there's no Electric Surge on the field, so Thunderbolt isn't going to exactly OHKO me, I do believe. So it does go for the Thunderbolt, but it doesn't go for the Celesteela, it goes for my Tapu Fini, which is perfectly fine. I do get out that it's got the Life Orb, so that's fine too. Aura Veil goes up, I was like, oh, here we go. The 50% boost in defense and special defense, I don't even know if I'm going to do anything here. So, of course, I got this scummy Muddy Water on this set. I mean, what's a Tapu Fini without Muddy Water? I missed the lower Ninetales, which was kind of unfortunate because that's always running Sash and doubles. I do manage to hit the Tapu Koko, no accuracy drop. If it was anyone else, that would have been an accuracy drop. But anyways, I do manage to knock the Tapu Koko down into the red. Very low red there with Heavy Slam from the Celesteela. Hail is enough to knock out the Tapu Koko, but unfortunately, because I didn't personally knock it out with the Celesteela, I do not get a Beast Boost. So, unfortunately with this set, I tend to find that an awful lot. I don't actually do enough damage to OHKO, so I think I've kind of EV'd this Celesteela kind of a bit weird, I guess. Anyways, our next Pokemon to come out is the Metagross. I actually go for the Protect here, because I actually forgot my reasons why I went Protect there, to be perfectly honest. So Dazzling Gleam there goes off on the lower Ninetales to hit both of us. I did Protect, so that missed. I could have been protecting for a Meteor Mash. As I said, I personally cannot remember what I was actually protecting for. Anyways, I go for the Heavy Slam there, and believe it or not, that actually was not a Sashed Ninetales, so that was a once-in-a-lifetime thing I don't think I've actually ever seen. So even with the Aurora Veil up, it didn't withstand the ×4 super effective Heavy Slam there, and that would have been hitting at least 200 base power there as well. So Hail is still ripping through the Tapu Fini and the Celesteela, but thanks to the leftovers there, the Fini is slowly recovering off about 3/4 of the damage that Hail has dealt. And the last Pokemon in reserve is going to be the Salamence. So far I've still got all 4 Pokemon in reserve, which is great. Intimidate's going to go off there on the Salamence, which is going to lower my Celesteela's attack, which is kind of unfortunate. Flamethrower there from the Salamence, which is kind of normal for me, perfectly honest, because, I mean, heck, I was running Mixed Mance back in Oris, and it's just become a thing now in Sun and Moon. I don't know if that's ever been a thing, but apparently in Sun and Moon that's now the meta. Anyways, Meta Mash there from the Metagross is going to knock out the Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini did nothing. It's going to be a running theme as well. You will see Tapu Fini do nothing. Anyways, Earthquake going off the Celesteela here, so I think if you haven't gathered it already, I am running a sweeping Celesteela set. It's going to be running Seed Bomb, Earthquake, Heavy Slam, and Protect. This is 4 moves. Absolutely no stall to be seen whatsoever on this particular set. I do quite like the set, besides the fact I just seem to struggle to KO things for Beast Boost, but other than that, it is a perfectly fun set. I kind of wish more people had a bit of an appreciation for sweeping Celesteela. Anyways, my first Pokemon in reserve is going to be the Drampa. No, this is not the Drampa I do believe that I've used in the International Challenge. I think this was another Drampa I was using that I was trying to test out. I do believe it is the exact same EVs that I ran on the previous Drampa, but it's definitely not the same moves. So I'm not running Fire Blast on this particular set. I'm running Hyper Voice, Shadow Ball, Thunderbolt, and Protect, I do believe. So the Shadow Ball there is going to knock out the Metagross after getting the Berserk boost from the Meteor Mash +2 there, thanks to weakness policy on the Metagross. I forgot to mention that my Earthquake did activate that, which was really unfortunate. Drampa did manage to leave on 16 HP, which was great. Knocked that out with Shadow Ball, but does go down to Life Orb damage. Anyways, my last Pokemon in reserve is of course the Porygon 2, because the Salamence is the only Pokemon on the field. My Trace ability activates, gets the Intimidate, lowers that Salamence's attack by -1, but I don't think that's going to matter because from what I'm judging, that is a special Salamence only, sort of had Flamethrower, Draco Meteor. It may have had another physical move or something like that, could have had Rock Slide or something like that, and then Protect most likely as its last move. I've kind of forgotten all Salamence's move on top of my head, which is really sad. Could have even had Hydro Pump on it as well for the Arcanines that want to come in as well. So that was definitely coming off something like Draco Meteor. I mean, this was a bulky Porygon 2 set with Everlight, of course it is. So that was kind of hard to tell what it is running. And yet, we have yet to see what the gimmick is behind this Porygon 2. It is actually not the standard Porygon 2 set, even though it may not look like it at the moment. I've only really just gone for the Trick Room that have been rolled out. But yeah, there's the gimmick. It's actually a physical set. I actually kind of opted out for running Thief on this set, so originally I was going to run Thief on the Porygon 2 to hit the Ghost types like Mimikyu and all that want to come in, or even the Steel types like Celesteela and all that, so I can at least hit them for neutral, or even super effective as a Ghost type, but instead I went for Shadow Ball, and I think that does maybe a little bit less than what Thief does. But the whole point of the whole shenanigans of this team was meant to be off the Tapu Fini, but in all the battles that I've done, the Tapu Fini has not worked at all. It's meant to be a swagger, misty terrain support set with Hill Pulse and Muddy Water Juice to be a complete scumbag. And it's never worked. As I said, if it was anyone else, it'd work in full-blown picture. I'd be able to show it off and be like, hey guys, support Tapu Fini, it's absolutely fun. Don't use the Calm Mind Muddy Water set, use the support Muddy Water set. But no, it's just plain not working, so hope you guys enjoy Tapu Fini actually not working for once. But anyways, I got one more battle for you guys tonight. This was the other good battle that I had while I was on Battle Spot at the time trying to get that Tapu Fini to work. But between now and the next time you see this particular team, when I finally work out what I'm going to be doing with it, because as I said, I do like this team, and I'm kind of glad that I do get to show it off to you guys in its pseudo form, in its like beta form, before I do finally go through and fiddle around with it, get rid of the physical Porygon 2 of course, because that was meant to be working with the Tapu Fini, but because that's not working, Tapu Fini is going to be booted into the multi-team, a multi-battle support side. That's going to be replaced. Porygon 2 will get replaced with probably another Porygon 2 set that I've got sitting on the side, or it gets replaced completely and I bring someone else in to kind of just have the spotlight for once, because as I said, I'm not really a big fan of using Porygon 2. I've used it a lot of times recently as well. So whether or not that stays or goes, I think that'll be another question I'll have to kind of experiment with it a few more battles on Battle Spot. Especially in VGC17, since I do kind of want to dive into that and do a bit more experimentation with that. Anyways, we have our second battle. This one's done on free battle, but this guy was definitely going at the high range tier going on here. Other than Hitmontop, everything else was VGC17. The Hitmontop probably would have been the VGC16 set that we all saw from Wolf Glick. His particular championship Hitmontop. I think they had like Fake Out, Close Combat. I think they would have had Feint as well to get past your protects and everything. As I said, I'm just going off speculation. I don't really see enough of the Hitmontop to really make that judgment. Anyways, yeah, I'm going to lead with the Pelipper and Hitmontop here, so the Hitmontop's going to go for the Fake Out, we all know. I'm going to lead with the Gudra. And by the way, Gudra is really fun for doubles or even VGC. I highly suggest if you want to try it out, go for it. It's actually quite fun. Except don't do what I do and run Sap Sipper. I think I was really lazy to go for the hidden ability here. Didn't do hydration. Anyways, Fake Out onto the Porygon 2, so no Trick Room for me, which is kind of unfortunate because I really need it at this point. But it does allow me to go for the Thunderbolt onto the Pelipper, and Pelipper always runs Sash. That's very little times it'll run Life Orb or something like that, but most times, 9 times out of 10, it'll run Sash or it can run Raycon Berry. But, as I said, Sash most times. Anyways, the Hurricane keeps going off there. I'm not confused, which is great. Close Combat, well, good night, Porygon 2. It was nice knowing you, because you ain't doing anything this battle. The duck does very little once again, so that's great. As fast as I've ever seen Porygon 2 go down, by the way. Thunderbolt there from the Gudra as well takes out the Pelipper, and this is an Assault Vest Gudra as well. 252 EVs in HP, 252 EVs in Special Attack, Quiet Nature with Assault Vest on top of its nice base Special Defense. So this thing's an absolute tank. It should be able to take out Tapu Fini, Lily, Coco, and Bulu relatively well. I don't know how it would go up against a Tapu Lily with Moonblast. It was like a choice spec set. If Tapu Fini's got a few Carmines up, there wouldn't be too much that the Gudra could do. But anyways, that's besides the point. Raichu comes in, that's another Fake Out there. We all saw that coming, and the Tapu Koko as well on the opposing side. Gonna go for the Heavy Slam here. I kind of went for the misclick there. I wasn't actually meant to do that. I was meant to go for a Seed Bomb, but that's beside the point. Gonna go for the Protect here on Celesteela, predicting a Thunderbolt from the Tapu Koko here. The Raichu goes for the Thunderbolt. That's going to miss, and the Tapu Koko actually goes for Dazzling Gleam there, so that's going to miss the Celesteela as well. And it's going to hit my Gudra, but it isn't going to hit it as hard as they would hope. Plus Life Orb damage as well from the Tapu Koko, so that would have been hitting me relatively hard, but due to base Special Defense and Assault Vest, even with like very little investment in Special Defense, that still tanks it like an absolute beast. Alright, so Tapu Koko goes down, so their last Pokemon to reserve is now the Raichu and the Hitmontop, so Hitmontop's going to go for the Fake Out this turn, I do believe. Intimidate isn't really going to phase any of my Pokemon except for the Celesteela. I'm going to go for the Fake Out there, of course, onto the Gudra, which is going to stop it from going for the Sludge Bomb. Raichu once again going for the Thunderbolt, and unfortunately there is Electric Trend on the field, which is going to boost the power of Thunderbolt. Good night, Celesteela, my sweet prince. You kind of did a little bit of a thing, but yeah, good night. Anyways, my last Pokemon in reserve is going to be the Drampa. It's right down to the wire here. Unfortunately, we're going to have a Z move come off from the Raichu. It's going to be the Twinkle Toe move here. I always forget what Fairyum Z move is. Oh, sorry, it's Shattered Psyche. Not the Fairy move. I was going to say the Fairy move would have decimated me at this point. Goes on to my Gudra. It would have been coming off the Psychic, I do believe. Going to smack my Gudra, but because, as I said, the base Special Defense and my Assault Vest is actually enough to make me allowed to leave that onto the red. Close Combat, my Drampa is an absolute beast. Leaves the Close Combat, Defense Drop and Special Defense Drop onto the Hitmontop. Berserk activates on the Drampa, raising my Special Attack. I've got the Life Orb on Drampa as well. Going for the Sludge Bomb onto the Raichu. That knocks it out because of the Quiet Nature and 252 EVs on Gudra. Here comes the Hyper Voice from the Drampa. And unless you are some type of beast holding a Sash or an Assault Vest or you're special defensive in some particular way, that Hitmontop is not living a Hyper Voice. And GG, there we go. Drampa and Gudra taking the game. Oh my god, I love Drampa so much. I love Gudra as well. I actually have a newfound respect for Gudra in regards to VGC17 format and for doubles just in general. As I said, I highly recommend actually people trying out Gudra in doubles. Thunderbolt, Sludge Bomb, Ice Bomb. So Ice Bomb, that needs to be a move now. Ice Beam. And I can't remember my last move. I think it may have been Draco Meteor, it could have been Flamethrower. I honestly can't remember, but the movesets will be on the outro if you want to go check that out. As I said, this team is not official. Far from official, considering, as I said, Porygon 2 is not definitely sticking around. Maybe we'll use that in multi-battles to troll or something like that. Tapu Fini is now getting booted to multi-battles only, just like a fun support battle for me to troll with. I mean, heck, it would work, but I'm heavily relying on that Muddy Water. I'm heavily relying on Swagger, both 85% accuracy moves. I have missed so many times with it, it's driving me nuts. I think I grew a few grey hairs just trying to use it. Extremely unreliable. I mean, heck, it is fun, but it probably doesn't belong in the VGC17 meta. I mean, as I said, if it was anyone else, it would probably work, but it's my luck. So 85% accuracy is more like 50% accuracy, so that's really unfortunate. I mean, I was kind of hoping to troll VGC17 meta ranked with that particular set, but unfortunately my bad RNG just says otherwise. As I said, Porygon 2 was fun. I actually did do a few battles where frustration Porygon 2 was actually quite strong. But yeah, again, gonna get shoved to the multi-battle fun times, which is, as I said, perfectly fine. It actually gives me more things to troll with in that regards. But as in regards to the rest of the Pokemon, Goodra, Celesteela, Drampa, and who was the last Pokemon? I've forgotten. Oh, that's so sad when you forgot what your last Pokemon is. There's one other Pokemon, who is it? I really can't remember, but it'll be on the end screen regardless. Whoever that last Pokemon is will be coming back. I so can't remember who they are, that's so sad. But anyways guys, that's pretty much for Wi-Fi Wednesday. This video actually went much longer than I thought it was going to go for. I was thinking this was going to be a little update progress video in regards to my doubles teams. As I said, there is one doubles team already done that I can do some battles with, but as I said, I kind of want to leave that for a live stream because it is actually Patreon related. And it is quite an interesting theme team as well. Sorry, well, there we go, spoilers already, it is actually a theme team double battle. So that's to look forward to as well. I'll make sure to do that before Ultra Sun and Moon comes out. But anyways, until next time, this is Lady KrimZen saying ciao for now, but not forever.